You look at it and therefore you don't like it.
I have no problem with their lineup. They have grab ally.
Oh, okay. So you don't hate both lineups. You were asking me.
No, I'm just asking.
Oh, no, I don't hate the lineups.
Okay.
The battle begins.
I think 9Pandas in this game are going to die. Ooh. Oh, nice dodge there on the slight. All right, you'll dodge your LSA and be fine. So, the risk I see here for 9Pandas is they're playing Enigma plus Doom. This is very greedy, and it's a support Doom that they've chosen to run this game. I don't think we've seen that have much success or even be played at all, as a matter of fact. So very off-brand here for the tournament so far. As far as EG goes, they have picked Anti-Mage as their counter to Morph. This is what we saw BetBoom do yesterday against Team Spirit. And despite Yotaro being off to a really good start on the Morph, Anti-Mage did prevail in the end.
Did he?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
That's fine. You don't seem to remember anything. We didn't actually play pickleball. You made that up.
Oh, that really wasn't pickleball, so yeah, that's actually true.
Oh, so you did remember after all. As far as the Morphling goes, like you said, the games we've cast, this hero has won the majority of the time. It did lose that game against the AM, obviously, but for the most part has been successful. And a lot of the time it comes down to you have a good laning stage, you're relatively uncountered by the enemy team, and then you just kind of snowball in the mid-late game. But this time around, EG have made sure to have some solutions for Ramzes on that Morphling. They have the Lion, which is one of the best supports against Morph. You have the Hex, you have single target burst before he can maybe get the attribute shift off, and you have the Anti-Mage, which seems to be, so far, the most successful carry against Morph in this tournament. Like, most heroes just haven't really worked that well. We'll see how that works out. In the mid lane, Lina against Ember should be Lina favored on paper, but Kiyotaka off to a pretty good start here.
They did say Morphling has a less than 50% win rate.
Yeah, that was very surprising when I heard that.
I guess it's because literally every team is picking it, and some of them are just not good with Morphling, and now they're out of the tournament.
Maybe, yeah. If it
was from Group Stage 2, I'd be interested.
I feel like in Group Stage 2, there's just no way it's sub 50. Just don't see.
I would agree.
Deny on the tombstone here from Panda.
Yep. Not quite with the grab ally yet. Soon though.
Glad that we've been talking about that in minute 2. That's a personal best for you. Very nice.
It's the coolest shard in the game. What do you want me to do? Ignore it?
Correct me if I'm wrong. When that shard came out, it didn't change the tombstone right from day 1, right? They added that later. I think when you grabbed allies, the tombstone didn't float like it does now.
I don't know.
Glimpse.
Yeah.
Solo will save himself
but
now.
Onslaugh's coming for ya! He gets it off, successfully hits him. Oh, he actually pops a salve as well, but the tentacle surprise was enough to get the kill onto Solo first.
Very close to being a first blood there for the side of 9Pandas, but Matthew will get it on Solo just before he dies to the Morph plus Tower Shot. Miero in some serious trouble here, but good blood grenade at the very least.
And because he's getting harassed a lot by these Eidolons, something you cannot ignore.
Historically speaking, this is a good offlaner against Undying, the Enigma. Undying usually thrives off of trading really well, but Eidolons can overwhelm you. It'd be a part of the reason that we've seen 9Pandas grab it this game. But yeah, their lineup definitely needs some time, that's for sure. And I think it's very important for the side of 9Pandas that Kiyotaka doesn't get bodied in lane and gets to have a decent time at the very least. If he doesn't need to draw, I don't think that's fair to expect of him against C-Smile and the Lina, but if he does all right for himself and at least has the levels to make some rotations, that would already be a very big help for his team that needs that time to build up. On the other side, EG with a very, again, Primal Beast for me is honestly still underappreciated in this tournament. It's mainly been PSG LGD and now EG are catching on a little bit, but this hero, I think, is really, really good right now. The Pulverized Piercing Spell Immunity, I think, is huge. His laning is very good, both as a 3 and a 2. And the overall pace that these teams are playing, Primal Beast just seems to show up every fight and have mega impact. Nice LXA here. We'll get some Smile the water in.
He wants to pursue. Wants to Vanguard. Antares is there as well with the Scorched Earth, but we can see a TP coming in. But the Searing Chains connects. Sleight of Fist in the last right click from Antares. And now Panda trying to deny his tombstone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So good rotation from Antares. A little bit late for Panda. He's going to try to drag the wave so that Kiyotaka doesn't... not Kiyotaka, Lina.
On top of that, also not the ideal hero to TP in for this, right? If that's the Lion TPing defensively, that could have changed everything with an Earth Spike there.
Yeah.
But Undying doesn't have very much to offer in that situation, so yeah. impressive rotation. It's a level 3 Doom ganking mid, and it works out.
Yeah, the hero apparently is just so good you can pick it for any position again. That -1 armor, maybe not enough. There's the Impale coming out. I got an email from Gaben to not call it Tentacle Surprise anymore. That's why I used it there. And Ramzes won't be pressured too much more at the moment.
Yeah, you actually got Valve to respond, huh? Awesome. There it is.
Well, Gaben actually does respond to emails.
That's very true.
He does not stick to the normal stereotypes of the rest of Valve. Now, Kiyotaka, 23-0, and we can see Smile pretty much identical. Yes, but
too slow on the hex.
Gets off the shift in time.
That could have possibly been a kill if Matthew ran straight in for the hex, actually. I think he was hoping that the onslaught would connect first, but it didn't. Panda now will be run down by the Eidolons and Doom. Good start for 9Pandas here, especially this top lane is going very, very well. 26 for 14 for the Enigma. They found this couple of kills. Nero definitely off to the kind of start that you would hope with this Enigma pick that we've cast once before. It didn't win. It was played against Anti-Mage in that game as well, as a matter of fact. That was that Bet Boom game, wasn't it? Bet Boom against Spirit.
Ooh. Nice Searing Chain allows Antares to pick up the shield rune. Obviously, Kiyotaka would have rather had that, but still better than giving up to the enemy. And they actually cannot even kill the Tombstone.
Oh, blood grenade.
Blood grenade onto both heroes. LSA connects onto Antares. He gets the ice armor off, but that's not going to help against the Laguna.
Okay, Kiyotaka
nice pick up there from EG. Oh yeah, they have all 3 members here. Pakaz makes an appearance. Kiyotaka completely out of mana.
Ice armor is actually so important here.
That is true.
Pakaz couldn't stick on him with the slow from the mana break. Also only being level 1 there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not often you see a level 4 anti-mage gank.
No.
That's a very rare occurrence.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And they're still kind of fighting in this area as the Wisdom Rune's about to pop up. Searing Chains will hit, and Teres trying to run down Matthew. He does have the Impale.
He'll just go into the tower.
Die.
Biggest winner in all of this is Ramzes, just playing a relatively uncontested safe lane Morph. The Lion matchup against Morph is not particularly good in the beginning. It's later down the line that becomes interesting, so effectively not really surprised to see the side lane go that well for them, but the Enigma lane definitely keeps delivering. Panda now.
Initiated on black hole from Miero, catches him in mid-air. That's 1 kill. Can they get the Primal Beast, though? They're pretty much out of mana, but there's some Eidolons that they have to worry about.
Yeah, Whisper doesn't have his Vanguard yet.
Infernal Blade onto Whisper. That might do him in. He pops the Uproar, gets the slow off. In the tree line now, but nowhere to really go as Pakaz and company now trying to save his life. They won't do so, but will they be able to get something out of this? Laguna Blade up again, and Antares will be the recipient of that. And Miero, no. Don't get bashed. What? Why would he do that?
Oh my God. That is so fortunate. I mean,
they didn't even check either.
That was probably a 50-50 in reality. It was 3 attacks from Roche, right?
Dire's bottom
he hit him 3 times.
Still, he didn't have to go that far in.
Definitely not. He smile. Kiyotaka's daring him to try to hit an LSA. If he misses it, he could dive him.
Yeah.
Smile wisely just chooses not to use it at all. 2K lead here for the side of 9Pandas, so definitely looking way better than the previous game in this situation. And we're seeing the start of it here. So this black hole from Miro, really nice.
Oh!
Before the Primal connects. While this is a good tentacle surprise from Matthew, it's not enough. Anti-Mage just doesn't offer anything right now. They're really taking advantage of Pakaz being level 5 and not 6. Mana Void here would have made a big difference.
Yeah, it's been 2 different instances where Mana Void would have definitely got a value kill.
Yeah.
That's just too early in the game.
Online now, but now the tower's gone.
Has fallen.
And effectively, the game plan from Pandas early on has been executed to perfection. We said this was kind of greedy. Enigma Doom lane.
Yeah.
And they're 3k up minute 9, so cannot ask for better circumstances than this to
I'm gonna ask what
tie up the series.
What type of build Antares would go for on this support Doom? Started off with Arcane Boots and is queuing up Link Dagger.
Yeah.
So not playing any kind of like this greedy Midas. Maybe he goes Midas after Blink, who knows, but
I like
it's a
it.
smart move.
think his goal in this game is to blink Doom the Lina. And in some cases, maybe anti-mage, but you need to be very careful against Spell Shield. Oh!
Right.
A rare sight.
That is very rare.
Completely even on the bounties. And that does mean that they've traded every single time as well. Not just that they found the same amounts. They found the same ones in the cycle.
Oh, he gets the attribute shift off, but he is surrounded by 3 members of EG. It matters not because he's Morphling. He's
nice
A-okay.
But Morph pressed the button and therefore he will be fine in a 1v3.
That's right.
Well, missed a CS though, so it was worth it.
Yeah, for 3 members. Waste their time over there. Okay, smoke. They're not done yet. They do have some good stun locks if they can just get the opening.
Kiyotaka here. Lion, if you're very fast at reacting on Ember here, you might be able to slight. Ooh. Oh, not the way I was expecting them to open this play. But this might make him feel a false feeling of safety because there's still a Lion smoked up.
Yeah, he is sticking around. Now they know he doesn't have Slight, so it's just Remnant that can get him out of this. LSA connects. No, okay, Impale coming from the other side. Okay, he's going to get off the Hex first. Laguna, now the Impale. And C-Smile finishes the job.
Nice kill there for him. EGS as a whole not doing too hot here, but C-Smile having a pretty good game on the Lina. I think the biggest surprise in all of this for me is how poor Primal Beast is doing. I thought that lane was going to go better. I know Morphling is quite powerful, but you'd think Primal Beast in the first couple of waves will do okay and will approach a relatively early Vanguard, but just got outplayed down there. Nero grabbing a Helm of the Dominator. This is an item we haven't really seen that much in general. Very nice cosmetic he has here as well. This one's called the Kite. It's a shoulder slot for Enigma. He flies a kite all game.
There's another one, I don't know if it's on Enigma, but it goes globally, actually. Like the entire map is lit up.
That's when you level up the kite. It gets bigger.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll see
level
that.
3 kite.
LSA, they hit it. Do they have any additional stun lock? No. Kiyotaka's going to live.
Very defensive tombstone here. In anticipation of a potential dive from 9Pandas, but oh, here he comes.
Yeah, they can see him because of the cosmetic, of course.
Look at it go.
Searing Chains. Oh, the invisibility is taken by Kiyotaka, and he's going to pay the price. But there's the Black Hole onto 2, along with the Doom. They're able to take out C-Smile, so it's a trade. Now the statics from Kinetic Field to go on top of it. Great layering overall from the side of 9Pandas. Whisper, he's going to get Malefist, and that's going to be their target now, as Matthew can only look on. Waveform, but the Onslaught catches 3. Not going to buy him too much time, question mark?
It's not enough, actually. They need one swing here of something.
They got the Piggy from Miero, another Malefist. That should be enough. Adaptive Strike, not even going to reach its target. So in the end, that's a 2-for-1 in favor of 9Pandas. Although, I think the big thing to keep in mind is that Kiyotaka got killed first, so he didn't get any of the XP.
Yeah, but it was really good spell casting from 9Pandas regardless. Nice Black Hole, nice Static Storm to prevent the Primal Beast rotation from paying off. And in all honesty, I think that TP from Whisper just not well placed. In that kind of situation with Primal Beast, you don't need to TP right into the face of the enemy. TP behind so that you can find a good angle for the onslaught and connect. Instead, he just sets up solo for a very nice and easy counterplay there and just takes him out of the fight entirely. Okay, good. Everything's back to normal.
Yep, good to see. Dire advantage, just not the one we expected. Maelstrom now up for Kiyotaka. And I believe Miero is working on a blink. No, he actually changed it up, so he's just going to go Aura Boy.
Dire are scanning.
The Vlad's is a very interesting choice.
Okay, talk to me about this. I know a lot of times we see Helm of the Overlord on Beastmaster, right, in specific games. Why stop at Dom?
On Enigma in particular?
Yeah, on Enigma.
First of all, Enigma doesn't empower it in the same way Beastmaster does, because it doesn't have his aura, which is one thing. The other thing is, I guess the timing and what they're trying to accomplish with... Oh, he did check his line.
He is going for it now.
Huh. I don't know. I honestly don't really like it that much. I mean, they're doing great regardless, so it is probably going to be fine, but maybe the mindset is with both the Dom and the Overlord Helm here that they can just keep pressuring side lanes so much that EG needs to go on cleanup duty all the time. But I feel like more often than not, Enigmas will get this Helm of the Dominator and not upgrade it, specifically because in comparison to Beastmaster, you are doing this timing push right now with that hero, and then later you want to be a teamfight monster. if you go Overlord, you miss that timing on going, say, BKB Blank or Midas. So I think usually that's the rationale, and sometimes you will go Auras, as you mentioned, and then maybe you get the Dom, and then you go for the Auras afterwards.
Yep, Static Storm is going to get the solo kill, essentially. We won't count the Doom there, even though he does get the kill. Oh, Glimpse back. Okay, Midnight Pulse is there as well. And Whisper, yeah, he knows he's dead.
Nice little dance, though. Does the Primal Beast break dance. Damn. These games are pretty one-sided so far, huh? It's Pandas bringing in the early game here, and now EG on the back foot. Last game it was an underfarmed Juggernaut. This time the Anti-Mage, I mean, decent farm on Pakaz, all things considered, so maybe we could see a repeat of what happened in the Bet Boom game against Spirit, where Spirit were also kind of crushing them early, then AM weathered the storm, eventually found 2 good team fights and just crushed the game. That was against an off-lane Brood, though, in that particular game. He suffered, but still recovered.
Now we have a Doom now.
Right, well,
that's going to be an easy one. So far, this support Doom has been on point. He's kept this ice armor for a long time, too.
It's the biggest surprise of the entire game for me is how much Antares has been able to do. I'm very impressed. This is not standard in this patch for a reason. 9Pandas have their... I don't know if you would call this a pocket strategy, but it's definitely uncommon stuff they're running here for them as well in this tournament. Haven't seen too much of this, but...
Well, they want to try to counteract this. Static Storm is placed ahead of time. Will they be able to pick up a kill with Kiyotaka there? I believe so. So again, Whisper's punished. It's like a few times now as this stack is still going to be gone on by 9Pandas.
Tombstone?
Yep, Tombstone placed to try to contest their own Ancient stack.
Kiyotaka got a good chunk out of that.
Yeah, 9Pandas are going to be very happy with this. 7K lead now at the 17-minute mark.
Dude, Doom has more net worth than the 2 enemy supports combined. And he did not go a greedy build, remember. So that's pretty damn impressive from Antares here. Matthew on a scouting mission. This time he's not playing Bounty or Monkey King, but he'll still pretend he's them as a lion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Heading over to play some good deep vision and then probably just getting out of there. See if he kills some couriers or not. Killing a courier there really telegraphs his warding, so I don't think he should, even if he could. Fly by. Right decision. I wonder if EG needs to just really calm down here. Like, okay, things aren't going well. Need to farm BKB on Primal Beast. Need to farm more on Anti-Mage. Clearly, they are not winning teamfights at this point. So, yeah, if you're not able to find skirmishes, which Whisper has been trying to do, but just falling flat quite a lot, maybe he can find a way to acquire that BKB, which would really, really change the game for him. He needs the recipe. It's not that far off, actually, which makes me wonder what the mindset for him with brute forcing these couple of times was. I think he would have had the BKB by now if he hadn't. Maybe they're just feeling claustrophobic, like the map is falling apart. Siege Mile takes Philosopher's Stone. Interesting. I mean, I know he's playing Caster, but still.
Interesting. Yeah, that is
that's very unusual on any core that isn't like Enigma or Tinker.
Well, perhaps he knows that they need to slow it down and they are just too far behind right now.
Yeah, is this really... How efficient is this?
I don't know.
It's like you're... A decent amount of your farming is hitting creeps as well. It's not only spell casting. But, I mean, it's probably still worth it. And the mana pool is nice, so definitely should not be underestimated.
Wish we had some stat. I mean, I guess we talked about this the other day, how much gold that actually gives you throughout the course of a game.
Yeah, I think they also took it on Primal, right? So they have 2 of them. Oh, they're like, well, we're losing the map, so we're just going to create gold out of thin air.
Yeah. And that also...
Affected again.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. So 9Pandas getting whatever the hell they want at this point in time. Feels like every game we cast, that Morphling can't be stopped.
Well, he lost last time to Anti-Mage in similar circumstances, so
I don't think that's ever happened before.
Okay, it was a good dream I had.
I mean, if that were somehow true, it's one of the few, let's say, that we have caught.
I think it's the only Morph game we've cast where it lost.
I mean, that's the funny thing about these tournaments is
we've cast like 10 more.
It's definitely possible that we are only ones getting the games when Morphling wins, and we're just super biased. I was like, how is this not nerfed? Why don't they ban this? 48% winner? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
there's no way.
It can't be 48% in this stage of the tournament.
It just refused to.
It is not possible.
Dire's top tower is under
Well,
attack.
let's see how well Ramzes and company can use this first Aegis.
Enigma's kite always flies toward the center of the map, right?
Yeah, so you know exactly where he is.
Because it's always targeting 0.00 in the map, which is the center of the river, I believe, is the 0.0 coordinate of Dota.
At least it used to be before this rework, but
Yeah.
I don't see why it would have changed.
So he's kind of a sundial walking around.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Definitely don't fix that one.
Well, I think they would have already if they were going to.
You say that.
Although maybe that's the same cosmetic that was global before, and they just made it less global.
They couldn't really fix it, but they just made it paintless. Oh, wait.
It's an immortal too, I think.
Wait, it's not
We
targeting
have a
the
smoke.
middle, is it? Wait, how does
No,
it,
it's
what
not.
is it targeting?
I don't know. Roche.
Dire's middle tower is under
Don't
attack.
get it.
Can 9Pandas find the jump? Well, Whisper would be a good. Oh, and Terry's not able to get off any sort of a stomp there. So you can see the Doom already playing the C Smile. He's able to run away, but they've gone a little bit too far. This is just the Aegis if he goes down, but Ramzes
Grab
gets
ally.
the shift off in time. Grab ally to avoid a little bit of damage from Doom. Thank you for shouting that out.
It countered the glimpse, Shannon. Pay attention.
Okay, very good usage of Grab Ally.
It was amazing, Grab Ally. I don't hype things that aren't hyped, Shannon. We don't do that here.
That's definitely not true.
We don't do that around here.
I mean, with that,
That was a good Grab Ally.
the aggressiveness of 9Pandas not able to really find much, and the Doom is down now.
Honestly, a pretty cool counter. It's a glimpse. We haven't seen it used against that yet, I think.
I mean, there's a reason Grab Ally is the coolest shard in the game.
Yeah. I just like saying Grab Ally. You're going to see the replay here. So there's the glimpse coming out.
That was hype.
That was close. And Ramzes as well, very close to dying. Wow, Panda was not impressed with himself there.
Yeah, just a casual day here.
If they had been a little bit faster to break Morphlinkins with something there, they could have killed him with Pulverize because he didn't get off the attribute shift.
Oh, see Smile.
He's dead.
He's Malefist and very easy. I mean, that's the thing about Lina. You get just a little bit of CC on her. She's not going to be able to do much.
Better to burn out than fade away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, EG's plan, though, even despite that death, to kind of delay things, I think you would agree that Ramzes and company hadn't really got the best value out of this Aegis, as we see the Mana Void destroy solo. EG able to get something, at least, back on the board.
I want to say this is the least one-sided 10k game in the tournament right now, to be honest. I feel I definitely see a path to victory for EG. Okay, maybe, I don't know if it got to 10k in the Pet Boom versus Spirit game, but that one you also kind of had this feeling in the back of your mind of Anti-Mage could really do this. And I'm getting that vibe here too. They're definitely well behind, but in comparison with the last game, we were just like, okay. I mean, previous game, we just thought it was pretty much over, right?
I know you've mentioned, I actually remember the game now. It's when they gave up the bottom racks, didn't fight because he was still farming. We talked back and forth about it.
Yep.
Boy, it's like just remembering.
It's all coming
Just
back to
memories flooding.
Oh, it's so long ago. It's like it was yesterday.
Torment. Ramzes will be able to take it out with the help of his little buddies. And
Doom shard?
Yeah, we don't get to see the support Doom very often, and thus we will see the shard, which
It's a nice shard.
Infernal Blade. Has the level death attached and the extra stun
Shadow
duration.
Blade Dagger Shard War Stomp. This is really, really good catch.
That is
Side of 9Pandas.
this would be a great segment for Kezu to use
for
those
the
items.
itemization? Yeah, who has these items?
Yeah.
True, now that you've pointed it out, he can't do it. Thanks, Shannon.
Sorry about that.
As we know, all the contestants in our shows watch every game all the time.
True.
Experience lacks the living example of this.
I don't even watch the games that we cast.
Radiant are scanning.
I know.
And there is, he gets jumped, but he's going to be the one to do the damage.
Any grab allies?
Yes, there is a grab ally. Now you have to kill the tombstone to get through. Static Storm Kinetic Field, though, traps the Undying with his own tombstone, and that's going to cost him his life as well. 2 dead for EG.
No help nearby. They bought a good 10 seconds there, but EG just could not connect to this point, and I think it would have been a disaster as well. So they have to cut their losses, get back out.
Top tower is under attack.
So to elaborate a little bit, in the bedroom game with the Anti-Mage, they were falling far behind, but Nightfall was farming really well, and he found a way to access 1 or 2 team fights and really turn the tide around. The reason I have a similar vibe about this game that it could happen is there's so little margin for error when you go high ground for 9Pandas, right? There's Lina Lion, which is an insane assassination duo, together with Primal Beast. You have Grab Ally against the Doom. You have Grab Ally against Black Hole. And just like any given moment of opportunity, if you slip up for a moment, this dire lineup can kill you. The Lina especially has a
grab ally against the Glimpse. Just keep saying grab ally for everything that it could possibly counter.
Exactly. Grab ally against Adaptive Strike.
Grab ally against every right click.
Yes.
That could potentially be on them.
Grab ally against Blood Grenade.
Oh man. Yeah, okay, that's what will end it. That's just too good. Can't bring it back.
I was gonna say grab ally against the Stomp that the Thunderhide has, but don't remember.
Oh, the jump, the bash right here. And the Mana Void. Because
a 1k gold kill.
Yep, not too shabby. Because has the Basher, as we just saw.
Somebody's being eaten. It's
Panda grab ally himself, and we'll be able to walk away with the result. Ramzes pops the BKB along with Whisper, but Whisper is getting gone on. A lot of right-click damage, but the armor from the Uproar helps him survive, along with that golden BKB. So they're essentially going to trade BKBs, and for 9Pandas, not a particularly good trade.
Dire's middle tower.
Looks like Aghanim Scepter is up for Kiyotaka.
Kiyotaka is very farmed. He's more farmed than Morphling as Ember. I don't know. I feel like whenever a Morph is having a great game, like we've seen so far from Ramzes in this one, the hero has always seemed top net worth, at the very least for its own team. But somehow Kiyotaka is finding more farm, and I don't know if that's a deliberate choice that they're making to put more priority on their mid hero. If EG had the same lineup and were in the same position, Akash would be top net worth 100% of the time. So
yes, that's true.
There's definitely a different assignment.
So what you're saying is user error?
Not necessarily. It doesn't mean Ramzes is doing it poorly. It just means the way that they're distributing the map is different. They just have a different strategy overall. And I'm not going to say whether it's better or worse. It's just different. I think it depends on game state. Having a farmed Ember in this game is obviously super useful, but it's also a little bit concerning if Morph starts falling too far behind AM, because I think, as we talked about, the Morph is actually pretty well countered this game. Like, there are plenty of situations to kill him. You have Lion with Mana Drain into Hex into just full burst with Lina. Lion plus AM can kill him. Lion plus Lina can kill him. Even Primal Beast plus AM can actually kill Morph if they find the opportunity to initiate. Aegis will help 9Pandas a lot.
Yeah, and this is going to be the test for EG if they can hold against second Roche.
Yep.
When this eventually tries to go high ground. Or if it's anything like yesterday, they could even concede one side of the map, one Rax even, still feel comfortable. But I think the difference is Pakaz is already very farmed.
They put the Aegis on Kiyotaka, so Morph is not going to be able to siege confidently. If you try to siege the base with Morph and Lina is in position to Flame Cloak and just blast you from fog, you could just die. 0 to her plus 1 Lincoln Breaker. So I would not, honestly, I don't feel safe for Pandas going high ground now. I would have liked that Aegis a lot better on Ramzes and the cheese on Kiyotaka, but I wonder what the mindset
maybe they
is
won't
here.
go high ground.
Maybe, yeah, perhaps. They just want to have the Aegis on him for the safety around the map and to make plays while Ramzes farms, and they're playing for the third Aegis. Well, they're gonna need it now.
Yeah, that's gonna be 1 life. Wow, that was fast. Do they have the lockdown? No, the Impale actually misses. Kiyotaka finds the range. He actually wants to go back in with the Remnants, potentially gets the Searing Chains onto Pakaz, but there's the sheep.
Time to
Kiyotaka
out of here for EG.
Will make Matthew pay for hexing him. But still, amazing for EG. Although I say that too soon, I pulled the Cinder in. C-Smile caught out. That's going to be the cost of his life. He does have buyback along with Matthew.
Top tower is under
As now the high ground is there for 9Pandas in the most unusual way.
Yeah, now it's actually going to work out in their favor. They're actually going to be able to siege now because they got the kill on Lina, but that one was user error. If they had timed that perfectly on Kiyotake, it would have died twice. Yeah, if the Earth Spike lands, he's completely dead in the water. He has no BKB, so he couldn't have protected himself, but the Sleight of Fist dodged it, because the timing wasn't completely perfect from Matthew there.
And EG just trying to delay as long as possible so that the Lina can come back. Maybe just giving up a set of racks if they have to. Definitely do not want to buy back with less than 10 seconds. Remnant, okay, nice. Hex from Matthew, but he's able to get grab allied again. Pulverize on top, the kinetic kill holding him in place, and Whisper not going to get gone at all, but the set of racks is now gone. The Lion is dead, the Black Hole comes, and that is a dead Pakaz. He's going to have to buy back, but they're going to defend here now as C-Smile already using his Laguna Blade, but no kill comes from it. Whisper forced to use his BKB right outside his own fountain. That feels terrible. And Onslaught might even save his life here. There's the glimpse right after the BKB, and that's going to be the cost of his life as well. We'll have to buy back instantly.
So expensive.
Kiyotaka not afraid of anybody. Trying to take out this Undying on the sideline, but there's the jump, there's the Mana Void. It's enough to take out Miero, but nobody else. And now he can turn this around at Pakaz instead. He's trying to right-click through to Ramzes, but he's going to get out right-click. But finally, Whisper comes in with the Pulverize. Beautifully done. Is it enough to finally take out Ramzes? He does go down along with the Doom. And now Kiyotaka stun lock with the Onslaught, and Whisper and company able to salvage this to some degree. Ogre Seal Totem closes the gap a bit.
It's going to get glimpsed though. Has to wait for the Lotus.
He does.
Oh, that was very quick after.
And Solo is going to be fine. But what a hold from EG. It did cost them
everything.
A lot.
That was 4 buybacks, 2 of which were Anti-Mage and the Primal Beast. And yeah, you do get a nice kill bounty toward the end of that. But that, honestly, that was just not that great from EG. Pakaz's first death, we're not going to see that in the replay here because this fight was way too long, but Pakaz kind of went in without any coverage and just got black-holed and died. And he has to ultimately buy back to salvage this game and stay alive. Still, with that buyback on cooldown, that's huge because there's a clear path now for 9Pandas to just winning this game. Kill the Anti-Mage once and you're done.
Yeah.
So Pakaz almost died a second time here as well.
I cannot believe how long Ramzes stayed alive there.
Well, he did die, right?
Yeah, he did die.
Yeah, he did die again. So it was a dieback, yeah. It's hard.
Wait, what? On Ramzes?
No, on the Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
we were talking about 2 different
players. You weren't listening. So
no,
there's the proof of the pudding right there.
We were just both talking at the same time.
That's pretty big opening now for 9Pandas. Of course, Roche is not even remotely close because they keep using these Aegises super early. Very unlike a lot of other games that we've seen in this tournament where teams kind of just give up position, they give up their structures with this Aegis, and by the time they make it to high ground, there's low timers, but the last couple games have been a little different. Kiyotaka has BKB.
That's a very big pickup. He can still get pulverized, but it gives him so much protection against both Anti-Mage and Lina that he might just survive regardless. And you saw in that last fight in the Dire base, I actually think Kiyotaka played an excellent fight. He did die in the end, but he really maximized his impact. Just did tons of kiting, tons of damage, really kept EG on their toes, and see it here. Pretty much doing the same damage as his next 2 teammates combined. Really crazy to see Doom up that high. More damage than the Morphling in it currently on Antares.
That is awkward.
Doing a really, really great job.
Yeah, well, Miero is working on a Lincoln's.
Oh, Kiyotaka.
A lot of spells that can cancel stuff here is Kiyotaka. On top of C-Smile, but, you know, you are in his base, so probably best not to pursue any further.
Shadow Blade on Morph. Interesting.
Huh. That's 2 Shadow Blades on the same team.
Just gonna go silver against the AM.
Is under attack.
Makes sense. Not an item we've seen Morph spy very much, though. Nope. But maybe it's the solution to this matchup. There comes the butterfly.
Yeah.
And there comes the silver. So overlapping, but obviously solving different problems for each team respectively. Pakaz cannot afford to make a single mistake now. Then
Ooh, that's a big one.
That's the biggest one.
That's a juicy boy.
Yep.
My goodness.
If Solo finds the play, he could just end the game.
Yes.
That Ag static.
That's still got to be top 5 Ags in the game.
1 second
Crazy.
faster than average. Solo is popping off this game.
Really? The average is this time? That seems...
Yeah.
I guess there's not that many purchases, though. I feel like this is a lot of farm.
It's 35 minutes. It's 246 matches.
I can sit. Oh, we have the Laguna Blade. Miero, is it going to actually go down? The Enigma dies right off the bat. The counteraction now. They actually lose 2 seconds on 9Pandas. Mana Void is there. And now Ramzes forced to BKB, turn into AM and blink away. Antares will not be so lucky, although they lose vision temporarily. But the bashes are enough. Triple kill for Pakaz, and EG potentially finding a way back into this game. They don't get the value kill onto Ramzes, but if you're able to delete the Enigma at the beginning of the fight, that is a huge pickoff.
And this is exactly what I was talking about 5 minutes ago. Like this EG lineup, if you slip up for just a moment, you blink and you're gone. Like these heroes just died instantly. The Enigma died in like 2 seconds. Then they killed the Disruptor more or less instantly, and Ramsey's lucky to survive. He actually dropped really low as well. So we get a replay here. C-Smile just drops in, uses all his stuff. One shot basically with that combo and 2 hits from Pakaz. They kill Disruptor immediately.
Somebody's grab allied there, I think.
So close against Ramzes, but he does get the distance and get out, turning into the Anti-Mage and blinking away, but that could have been worse for 9Pandas. They slipped up, got caught in a weak moment. They didn't lose their carry.
Pakaz is very strong.
Yes.
I think that is an understatement.
And his buyback isn't that far off now either, since that base defense was quite a while ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's gonna die here.
Yeah, as he does. 75 seconds, he drops the gem as well. That's actually a somewhat significant kill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it does kind of align when Roche will spawn. About 5 seconds off.
Dire's courier has been killed.
We'll see if this comes into play and if 9Pandas are going to try to force the issue.
If you were to give odds right now, what do you feel like between these two teams? What respective win rates?
65-35.
Okay, so 2-1. Yeah.
What would you say?
No, I don't know. I was just curious because I find this really difficult to read despite seeing the gold, right? These teams don't know the farm levels and the exact game state and have access to it as we do. Gaben thinks it's 80-20, which I don't agree. This doesn't feel like a game that EG win 1 out of 5 times to me. I think they win it more often, but obviously all it takes, as much as we're talking about the potential slip up on the Panda side, it's the same for EG. You get caught out one time on AM, it might just end the game. You're playing against both Doom and Enigma, so there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and the Static Storm.
Can you give this up if you're EG? Third Roche is a bigger deal. Pressure Shard on this side.
Pressure for Enigma or Doom. 2 very good candidates.
I don't think they're going to have to, because they're not... Oh, there are a couple by the gate, but...
But also take the refresh on Kiyotaka, and he can just absolutely obliterate them with Spirit Bombs, but... I feel like you probably put it on the... Put it on the Enigma for safety. BKB Lincolns. 2 Black Holes. Not for now. Kept it on Kiyotaka.
I mean, it's good on 4 out of 5 here.
Yeah, it's insane. This is such
a really good Refresher Shard game. Oh, Pakaz finds the jump onto Kiyotaka. Oh, the Black Hole there to save him, though. It's not going to be able to kill off the AM, but Ramsey jumps in. There's a Static Storm, preventing any item usages as well. But the grab allies available. Stick him in there, for God's sake. Finally, he done. Big LSA onto 2. Ramses dies the first time. Aegis down. Grab ally no longer available as the Doom is finally running out, and that means Pakaz can finally play. He jumps in looking for a bash, but the disarm applied to Ramses instead. It's a BKB from C-Smile. Will they go any further? So they got Kiyotaka. Again, Antares, who buys back.
Holy shit, that
fight, despite having Aegis. Man, oh man.
It's so funny. It feels like when did we cast the first game we had with that shard? And we were like, yeah, this has some potential. I think it was PSG LGD that had it. I remember this game.
At this tournament or the major?
It was at the major. They had it. They had a Brewmaster lineup. I remember this. They had Brewmaster and Undying, and they had like one good save with it or something. We were like, that's kind of cute. And now it's just proving to be insanely valuable. So here, he's screwed. He's an Ag Static Storm. He's getting blasted here. He even gets doomed, right? He doomed and reflected on himself there.
Oh my goodness.
And Ramzes, it just takes too long. They get the stuns off.
I'm so happy to grab Ally's ownage, man. What an awesome shard. And yeah, that basically nullifies the Aegis. Cheese is still there, and I'm guessing Refresher Shard was not used. Let me see. And Refresher Shard is still on Miero.
That was a third of the gold lead for Pandas lost, and the BKB, or sorry, Aegis. So third level put into Black Hole here for Miero. The potential for 9Pandas is so much there. It's just a matter of finding the right heroes. I honestly think if they can assassinate the Undying, they should do that. Like, try to kill that guy first, go from there. You can even use a big ulti on him. I wouldn't mind it. I don't think you have to...
You have a lot of big ultimates.
You have so many, so you don't have to reserve all of them for the AM. You could, like, Static Storm the Undying or Doom him even. I don't think that's even terrible. As long as you make sure you can get off a Black Hole and the target doesn't get saved in it, then that might do the trick.
Radiant's winning the bounty war.
They are. It's opposites day today.
Incredible.
Morphling is being challenged and has more bounty runes on the Radiant.
Sight we've never seen. MKB almost there for Ramzes, which means he will not have buyback.
It's going to be shard for Pecans now as well on the anti-mage, so a little bit more magic resist for his team and for himself.
Kiyotaka has the Refresher Shard in his actual inventory now instead of the backpack.
Because he blinked into them!
Oh my god, the Static Storm! What? They don't do anything with it. There's the Black Hole from Miero. All the focus on the AM. He is dead. Has to buy back instantly. They delete Matthew as well. That'll cost him his own buyback.
Huge plays here from 9Pandas. They just need to get the hell out of it.
Wants to find Ramzes. Gets the bash off. There's the Doom. Gonna be a slide.
That's from Solo.
To the Primal Beast. And Terrace is gonna get caught on now. Tries to initiate, but himself gets instantly bashed and now brought down. He does not have buyback. 90 seconds of no Doom. As Picaz finishes off Solo, who instantly buys back into the game. Kiyotaka looks like he's trying to finish off Whisper and finally does so. Double kill for him. As Panda was inside his own tombstone, he grabbed himself. Kiyotaka, absolutely no mana. I think Cheese was just passed to him, so he will pop it and try to make something out of this. That's a dieback now onto Solo. Big slide of fish, triple kill for Kiyotaka, and that's a dieback onto Panda. Wait, he didn't buy back, never mind. Kiyotaka again out of mana, now slowed to a crawl, surrounded as Ramzes can't even find the real target, and that is a dead Kiyotaka Ember. Ramzes now, he's surrounded, no mana either. They're not going to buy back on Kiyotaka, it seems like, and that's a triple kill for Picaz. And that's it. Ramzes' essential dieback because he didn't have money to begin with. So no buyback available.
How is that a dieback?
Shut your mouth, Cinderella. Sometimes I just speak without even thinking. Just let it be.
Dieback because he can't afford buyback. Well,
Kiyotaka can buy back, so they have 2 members to defend this. But you can see EG is about to have 5 members available. This will be a tough hold for 9Pandas. They use fortification. It's actually going to be pretty slow. That's the first tier 2 tower, I believe, to go down. We'll have more fortifications to pop.
I actually think 9Pandas did a lot of really individually good things in this fight, but still wasn't enough. Just didn't find the big kill on the AM the second time. They couldn't do it. They're out of tools. They didn't have a second Black Hole. They already expended their Doom. So Picaz felt really safe after this buyback to really get in there and just keep the fight going.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And while this is happening, that's the 3rd fortification, by the way. And backdoor protection is there for the time being, but the creeps come back pretty shortly after. So EG will be able to claim the melee racks.
Radiant's middle barracks.
And this has... Yeah, this has equalized in some respects, at least.
This game's a 50-50 for me now, honestly.
Crazy game. Only 2 buybacks in the entire game right now.
Anything can happen. It's about who makes the first mistake. It's about who makes the first clutch move. I think the biggest spells to keep an eye out for here is the Tombstone, and it is the probably the Tombstone and the Black Hole. I mean, Black Hole's obvious, but Tombstone really can make a huge difference still in this game this late. That's the other thing about this shard, is that it enables Undying to be really valuable late game, because in the past, Undying had this like power curve, right? It was like really good for 20 minutes, and then it was like okay, and then maybe if you got really farmed, got level 25 and stuff, and got Tombstone talents, maybe it would be nice late game. But now with this shard, you always offer some sort of really crucial potential play the entirety of the game, and you can see how Panda is itemized for it. He has Blink, Force Step on Undying, right? Like, and the Psychic Headband as well for the range, so this is literally everything he's doing is about his Tombstone. Just full focus on that save aspect of it.
And the good news is if they go on him before he casts the Cinder, he can buy back. He's one of the only couple buybacks available right now. So that grab ally still can be used post-mortem. Is this a 4th Roche game? I mean, it's only 30 seconds before we'll know. I don't think 9Pandas can high ground without Nages this game. So definitely. Refresher almost complete for AM. And the first Eon disc of the tournament on Lina. Or of the patch, even, on Lina. Interesting. He has it in his backpack for now. Wonder when he's going to swap it in. Yeah, maybe... And what do you replace? The lens? The lens is just so important when you play core Lina. I mean, do you just swap it out after you use BKB or something? I guess, yeah, you pop BKB and swap in disc, well, but then you have refresher for BKB, so maybe not. Yeah, and the tricky thing is, if you get jumped, it's too late, right? Yeah. You're gonna die, so you would argue you should have the disc in your inventory immediately for the initial fight. Yeah. Curious to see how C-Smile wraps his head around this. I mean, he bought the item. A minute 45 on Rush, by the way. That'd be really funny if he just sold it now. But no, it's just in the backpack. So I guess you're right. He's going to BKB, refresh BKB, and then swap it in, I guess? Or BKB swap. The really greedy play is BKB swap in the disc, and then hope you survive long enough, and then procs, and then refresh, and then vice versa. But having 2 Eon discs with refreshers also very good. Yeah, so you could also start it with the disc. That's... I don't know. I think the Aether Lens seems like it's... It is very important on core Lina. It is. It is so important. Feels bad to have such a cheap item this late, though. Only you could upgrade into an Octarine. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe we'll get that at some point. Well, I think the Phylactery, although Eon or Aether Lens combo, I think it could, cool. maybe Octarine core could be built from another item, like Vanguard. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's cool. I actually did like that, unironically. Not Morphling, of course. What do you think? All right, bit of a stalemate, but, well, not really. EG is still kind of in the vicinity of their own base, while 9Pandas are just waiting for Roche, which we can see will be up in 30 seconds, and still going to be nighttime at that point, so another refresher shard instead of the Aghanim Scepter. You know what? Neither team sees this rune, so it's actually going to time out. Oh. That's something different on this map as well compared to the old, smaller one. I feel like this happens more often because the teams can't command that much space. So sometimes runes will expire, and that rune would have been an amazing find, obviously, for either side. Having a late game double damage. For Morph, it's insane. For AM, it's insane. Neither team will get it, though. They checked the 48-minute rune, and it was an Arcane.
Dire's middle tower.
Ooh, Sheepstick.
Hex on Ember. That's also a relatively uncommon pickup. I wonder how many matches that's been done. Can't be that many. Like, most of the times Ember has 25. And then he's going to have inventory issues if he picks up the refresher shard again. Yeah. Wait, did they ever use the refresher shard? They must have, but perfect. There was no... I didn't even notice who ended up using it. I guess it was Kiyotaka, right? Oh yeah, I think he cheesed with that. Then the refresher, right? So I think he might have refreshed already, and that's why he lost all his mana. And then cheesed. And then he cheesed. I think that's what happened. It's hard to keep an overview. Of course, I don't really watch the games that I catch, so it's kind of difficult to replay it in my mind. So 4th Roche goes to 9Pandas. Aegis, cheese, refresher shard. Been here before. Miero has a refresher orb. So double spells for everybody.
who actually picked up the refresher shard. Yeah, it is going to be Kiyotaka again.
The Enigma is the biggest find for EG possible. If they can blast him at the beginning of the fight, it really opens things up for the anti-mage to look for more. For the side of 9Pandas, again, I really think if they can find the Undying, that would be a really good opener entrance into the fight. Oh, he fought him. Back up for Whisper here to really go for it.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, Kiyotaka. That was out of nowhere, and that means Matthew's dead. Unlucky for him. Wow.
He had no vision.
Yeah, that is intuition there.
Jumped in.
That's the gem.
Straight up blind and found 2 heroes there.
Solo will pick up the gem. 9Pandas sporting a 20k lead, essentially. We round up.
See if they can execute this push. It's not an easy push, but now the advantages that they were missing are there. Aegis on Ramzes, along with packet loss. Terrace looks confident.
Yeah, this will be a tough hold. And we can see on the buybacks, wow, almost everyone has buyback. Lina has it in 20 seconds. That means the only one that doesn't have it because of gold is Miero.
This fight is going to be insane. I'm just calling it right now. Like, no matter who wins, this fight is going to be crazy. There's so many buybacks, so many tools for both teams to take a very strong team fight, and there's going to be a lot of mistakes too, because you're reaching the point in the game now where you can't account for everything, and sometimes you just got to trust your gut and go for something, and you're going to have the wrong read, you're going to miscalculate expecting one single cooldown or something that will change things around. There might be an item you don't know about, such as the Ember Hex. Maybe EG haven't registered that, although I think, did Ember Hex him when he jumped in on the line? I think he did.
I mean, either way, when they're paused like this, they'll click the top.
That's true. They should check every hero's inventory. It's the last snapshot. Can you actually click heroes during the pause? I don't know if you can.
Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah, because there is some functionality. I mean, who knows?
Ramzes.
Radiant's courier.
Yep. High ground is coming. His shard gets destroyed onto the courier, so he's gonna have to wait for that one apparently. Turns into, I believe, AM. LSA does hit. They pop the Lincolns with the Soul Rip. And Ramsey's just gonna reset now, but Whisper taken out on the outside of the base.
Yeah, he was trying to cut the mid wave and ended up getting caught. They thought everyone was covering the morph, but 9Pandas were spread a little bit thin there, and that was really good for them, finding that Whisper pick.
Yep, they do have buyback on him. And Ramsey's, well, okay, they're going to jump the very important Undying. That means no Tombstone yet, but again, does have buyback, and now they're deep in the base. Kiyotaka pops the refresher chart already as the BKB. There's the black hole. Pakaz gets grab allied again. He's inside of it. Eventually will come out after the right clicks come through, but they get the first life of Ramzes. Can they save Pakaz? He gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field. The BKB finally popped by Ramzes. The second black hole should be enough, surely, to get this kill. No! Pakaz is still alive somehow! How is he still alive? Gets off the mana void, finally goes down. Does have his buyback as C-Smile gets waveformed down. Everybody being bought back now from EG. This is only 4 members for them, though. They're able to take out Matthew. He also has buyback. So they kind of hold, but my goodness, that's expensive.
A godly fight from Kiyotaka. Just every move this guy is making is just... it's just beautiful. It's art. He's all over the place. The amount of space they're getting out of this Ember is truly incredible. I cannot believe Pakaz survived for that long, though. So they're going to Tombstone him. They're going to heal the tomb. Then it's going to break. He's in the middle of a static storm. It's getting pounded away on by the morph as he gets glimpsed back here. And somehow this takes forever, but they do finally kill him. Just floating on, like, there's a soul rip there. Are they just missing? Oh, Aeon disc. He swapped in a disc there in the middle of the fight as well.
Goodness.
Did die, and it's a 5v4. No 2 black holes this time, though.
That is true.
There's cooldown, but Tara's has 2 dooms.
Yep. He's going to be shown here, trying to go for C-Smile, but the windup is too long. But with the space created, you can see 9Pandas able to get more racks to their name. And there's still a melee in the bot lane.
Oh, they don't even
But
want
they're going to go for
Megas.
Throne instead. It's 4v5, like you said. And now the tier 4 is
Dire's
pretty
middle
much
tower
instantly
has fallen.
killed. Finally, a
Dire's
fortification
structures
comes
are
out.
fortified.
And EG, they're going to have to make a last stand here, but the Primal Beast up in 10 seconds, so the Megas
Dire's bottom barracks
is
are
what
under
9Pandas
attack.
will get.
Dire's bottom barracks has
Let's see
fallen.
if they
The
back
Radiant
away
now
and
have mega
wait this out a bit, or if they just go in balls to the wall.
Gonna be a matter of finding a good Doom here. Of course, in terms of
Dire's
buybacks,
middle tower
they're
has
completely dry on the side of EG. So this is a clean 5-man squad, nothing extra. As far as
Meanwhile-
9Pandas go, they have 4. It's a 9v5.
Surely 9Pandas can do this. EG have made it very difficult. It's just... He's been mega farm basically the whole game. That's why it's been so difficult for them, but
Double damage
might not be
empowers
enough.
me.
And Taras with the Ninja Gear could be ending the game here if he finds the good jump. They have no idea he's in their base.
Yeah, he's pretty freaking deep. Kiyotaka. Oh, Pakaz gets the bash off. There's the first Doom, but the grab ally saving him.
That's a good
Black
one.
hole on to 3, and that surely should do it. A second black hole after he comes out of the tombstone. GG's called. EG tried their best, but Morphling prevails.
Damn.
Radiant victory.
What a sick game. Morphling wins a 55-minute game, but it didn't feel like Morphling was the biggest impact hero of the game for once. I think the Antares Doom, the Kiyotaka Ember, as well as the Miura Enigma, all 3 of those really did tons of work. We had a couple of good statics from Solo, some early nice glimpses to set up kills. Panda did his best to counter.